What is up, guys? I'm here to be doing the latest chapter of Naruto that was just released. You guys have read it. I mean, I'm not gonna be restating it because you guys read it, okay? This is gonna be a review. All I can say is wow. Honestly, wow. Guy-Sensei, that was crazy, crazy stuff. I honestly don't know what to say because the whole thing was just, I mean, the author of Naruto does a very good job of making these short flashback stories that just pull on your heartstrings. Now, was this the saddest thing ever? Was it Romeo and Juliet? No. But it was still very genuine and very unique. Honestly, looking back now, it seems like a very classic story of father-son. They get bullied, and then he dies, but he tells a story. He teaches his son a moral, and now his son is doing the same thing, but for a different person, through the same reason, to protect others. Honestly, even that, it's very unique. It's not that cliche of a sad flashback story. More so than that, it's kind of unique how Guy's father didn't really tell Guy that he had to do it for the same reason. He was just like, find your own reason for when you want to release this technique. I trust you on a moral level, but when you find the right reason, you release it. And it's very clear that this technique kills you when you use it. Granted, though, there have been other. I mean, okay, what other techniques in Naruto so far have gone that far where if you use it, you die? The only one that comes to mind is the technique that was used to seal the Nine Tails, and the technique used to revive other people. So, in my opinion, this is a rare event, and I honestly think Naruto employs a lot of very unique and, I would say, very genius, interesting new things to the picture. One of those things being the blood mist that comes out. That's just one interesting aspect on top of all the interesting aspects that we see pumped out every single chapter that makes Naruto just very unique, interesting, and in many ways genius. There's a lot of Naruto haters. They call it a child anime. They don't like it. They laugh at it or make fun of it from afar. Screw them, okay? This was one of those interesting things where it's like, I wouldn't have thought to add that. Not only does the gates open, he starts flaming, and he's literally burning to death. I feel like his blood is boiling to the point where red mist comes out. Now it all seems very good, the flashback, the touching thing. This whole chapter was literally leading up to a point where Guy uses the technique, the final gates open, and it all brings it back to the start where the gates were introduced in the first tuning exams, and I was always like, wow, these gates look really cool. I hope they bring more of that in, and we don't see them for the next 500 chapters of Naruto, and now we see them again. I'm still kind of bummed that, I mean, the whole thing that Rock Lee was always sort of pushed aside and forgotten about ever since that phenomenal display in the tuning exams. I mean, Gaara was a prodigy at the point, and so, I mean, for Rock Lee to go so far and lose to Gaara, it was just kind of sad. At the same time, it was like, even now, Gaara is no longer that much of a prodigy. I mean, Naruto has surpassed him. But at the same time, was Gaara really a prodigy, or was that just Shukaku doing most of the work? And then there's that thing with Naruto. Naruto, I wouldn't call him a prodigy. In certain ways he is, but a lot of things were sort of given to him. Although a lot of things he did fight for, like, but at the end of the day, like, he learned a lot of these techniques on his own. But at the same time, a lot of these techniques were given to him just out of the blue, based on his walk through life. He didn't really fight that much for them. I mean, that's arguable, but I mean, if you think about it, let's think about, like, he learned the shadow clone ninjutsu, and that one was just through chance in certain ways. Or no, it wasn't. He stole the scroll. Okay, so that doesn't count. Darn it. But his other techniques, Rasengan was sort of taught to him. Jiraiya sort of taught him. A lot of things were just sort of like, he bumped into people, they clicked, he taught him. He happened to be the son of a Hokage. Did that really help him in any way? It didn't until now. Recently, it's helped him learn about his past and teach him. So, okay, that's a bad point. There were certain things where he did really fight for it, and so he did in fact earn his power level. Anyhow, back to the chapter. It was a very simple chapter. Not really simple, but the whole chapter was that whole point of Guy opening up that final gate, and it looks like he's fast as heck now. The problem though is that, I mean, it seems like there's a time limit to this thing, and he's wasted already a few seconds of it talking to Madara. This can either go two ways. Guy doing dramatic damage to Madara, or it appearing to be like that, and then the next chapter, Madara brushing it off or surviving, or beating Guy, or lasting long enough for Guy to exhaust his time limit. And again, these reference, definitely, it's definitely like a DBZ reference, but it is a good reference standard to compare it to. It's like, it's definitely one of those time limit fight sequences, like the SS3 Go Tanks, SSJ3 Go Tanks versus Boo. Which Boo was it? I think it was Super Boo. SSJ3 versus Super Boo, or Kid Boo. It may not have been Kid Boo. Super Boo, where it was like a time limit thing. Honestly, the whole point was that, I mean, it's still kind of sad that Guy, I mean, it's pretty clear that it's not set up in a way where Guy's going to be the hero who's going to defeat Madara and the series is going to end. So it's very clear in my mind that Guy's going to lose or die. Well, he's dead. That's confirmed. But it's literally stall Madara or end up not even being able to stall him for that long. Those are the two choices. I really do hope that he ends up putting up a good, grandiose fight before leaving this earth. I'm thinking though that there is the possibility that he does all this damage, and then Madara just brushes off the dust from his shoulder, walks out of the smoke, and is like, that's all you got, and then like crushes this guy. Honestly, with something like manga, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. You can make Madara as strong as possible, and nothing can touch him, or you can let Guy have some fireworks. The one problem with Guy and Rock Lee, in my opinion, though, is that there's so much alike that it's kind of like Guy is like the stronger version of Rock Lee. I always wanted, ever since that Drunken Fist fight, I always wanted Rock Lee to be something amazing, because in my opinion, when I saw Drunken Fist back in the day when Rock Lee used it, I was like, oh, this is crazy. Because what it was, because I don't think most people understood that arc and that concept, right? First off, Drunken Fist is a fighting technique where you can only fight when you're drunk. And the way you fight is in a very drunken, artistic way. But it's very, very strong. On top of that, apparently he has this very unique situation where he's a natural prodigy for Drunken Fist. So just by drinking, he starts doing Drunken Fist. So he's a natural prodigy, a child genius for Drunken Fist. However, that was never expounded upon after that arc, and it really saddened me. I thought maybe that would be the point where Rock Lee differs from Guy-Sensei, but ever since then, both of those figures were pretty much forgotten until now, and now it's just like they're pretty much identical, but Guy's the older version of Rock Lee, and now Guy's going to use his final technique. So Rock Lee's just going to be the spectator looking on into the distance, which I never felt did justice to Rock Lee as a character. Anyhow, regardless, it's going to be very sad. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Most likely some awesome taijutsu. I really think that taijutsus should be exemplified more in Naruto. I mean, all the ninjutsu and the genjutsu. I mean, really, it's always been ninjutsu. There really hasn't been that much genjutsu going on for a while now. And taijutsu, like, there's been some antics here and there, but I mean, these are Rock Lee and Guy-Sensei are taijutsu masters. They've been training on it. The other ninjas in Naruto have just been, it's children's play compared to what Rock Lee and Guy-Sensei have done. I mean, they've done ridiculous stuff, like 1,000 laps around like a track in under a short amount of time or whatever. It's ridiculous stuff. So I hope they meet my expectations, although it's very hard to do that. We'll see what happens. As always, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. It's free. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.